Hello, and today I want to show you how you can get leads for free without spending any time. A lot of people say to me they can sell really well, but getting leads, getting them cheap, if not free, and getting them without spending much time is really difficult for them. So I want to show you how I go about getting leads for free or very cheap and not spending a lot of time. So in 2012, I brought an event to Adelaide called Startup Weekend, and I brought it to Adelaide with a friend, and I was in charge of all of the marketing for that event. And at the time, and things have changed quite a lot now, but at the time I didn't have any credibility, I didn't have any contacts, nor did I have any influence within the new venture and startup space within Adelaide. As I said, like over the last 7 years between now and then, I've actually been able to develop a lot of those things, but at the time I had nothing. I was coming in completely cold, no one knew who I was, and in fact, I even got laughed at to my face by several people to say that what we were trying to do was ridiculous. I even had one person at the time say that I couldn't get any more than 20 people within a room. I said that they were wrong because what I'm about to show you is the strategy I had, and I already knew that going in. I said that they were wrong, and I would be willing to put $100 on the line to show that I could get more than that. I was able to get 80 people, which actually sold out the room. We had a capacity for no more people. So we sold out that event. Every time I see that person, I laugh at them and I tease them because they were wrong, and I was able to get 80 people within that. And there is a saying that says, the first time you're lucky, the second time you're good. So a lot of people say, Oren, you're lucky. First time you did it, second time you're good. We actually went out and I was able to sell out the next 5 different versions of Startup Weekend beyond that. So what I'm going to show you works, and it works multiple times over. And that person still hasn't come good on their promise. So I'm going to show you exactly what I did. And I didn't actually spend any money on getting leads, and that's my big promise to you, but you can actually spend some money to do this. But it is an optional thing. So I'm going to give you the 5 steps that I went about back then and now to get leads for free or cheap without spending very much time. So the very first thing is to know who your customer is. Who is your customer? Step number 1. The second step is, where is your customer, or who has your customer, which is the sub question. Step number 3 is going out and offering value to either who has your ideal customer or the actual customer themselves. So who are adding value this way. The 4th step is asking for favors in return. And then the 5th step is not really a step. It's just repeat, R-E-P-E-A-T, steps 3 and 4 indefinitely. And that's all you have to do, and that's all I did, and that's all I currently do. And if you can get this, getting leads, despite you being awesome at sales, is going to be a walk in the park for you. So let's get into it, right? So who is your customer? There are 4 things that I want you to concentrate on doing. And if you're doing your market research, these are those things. Geographic locations. Where are these people in the world? Where are they? Physically, digitally, online or offline? And it kind of comes back to this point here. Where are they and who has them? Geographically. Second thing that I want you to think about is the demographics. Who are they? Who are they, right? Age, gender, sex, siblings, families, marital status, all of these demographical things. Number 3, psychographics. What is the conversation that has already taken place within their own head? I've talked about this numerous times before. What are their points of views? What are their values? What are their beliefs? All of these things that are happening within their head. And then finally, that gets led on from that. That people that have certain points of views and certain values and certain beliefs do certain things. They have certain behaviors. What are those things they're doing day in and day out. And this is where it comes back to who has your customers and where are they? Geographics. There are 7.2 billion human beings on this planet. And I laugh because sometimes people will say, I have to go out and create leads. You do not need to create anything. Human beings are doing things day in and day out. They're going about their lives and their businesses. They are on this big river of life and they're going from upstream to downstream. And you're sitting somewhere here in the middle on the banks and you have a fishing line. And you are throwing out baits and hooks, and all you are trying to do is get these fish out of the river as they're going about their daily lives. Where are they and who has them? What geographics are they on? Are they on online, offline? Are they on Facebook? Are they on TikTok? Are they reading newspapers? Are they on the road? Are they sitting in their house? Are they at their businesses? All of these different things that they are doing exist already. It's just a matter of you throwing in your fishing line to the stream of life and pulling those out. Facebook has the people you want. For example, sometimes people are sitting in their offices. Facebook doesn't have them. It's very easy to go find those postal addresses. The way I like to describe this is on a matrix, 4 quadrants. On the x-axis is what you own versus what you don't own. And on the y-axis is what you don't control and what you do control. Control ownership matrix. And in the top left quadrant, you've got paid channels or media. In the bottom left quadrant, you have earned channels and media, and in the top right, you have owned channels and media. The bottom right, you have nothing. It's impossible for you to own something that you don't control, and it's impossible for you to not control something if you don't own it. Paid things could be like ads, they could be paid partnerships, they could be paid blog posts, they could be newspaper segments, so on. Earned media could be word of mouth, there could be referrals, there could be publicity and PR. Owned could be SMS and phone, could be email, could be postal addresses, both in person for door to door and also snail mail. It could be Viber, which is actually a phone number. It could be messenger IDs. Your aim is to move things from paid to earned. You want to be creating ads so remarkable and so talked about that people remark on them and they become earned. They talk about them. They refer people to your ads. The other aim is to move from paid into owned channels. Your ads should be collecting postal addresses, phone numbers, email addresses. All of these paid mediums should be moving across to your controlled and owned channels. Same with all of these earned channels and media. They should be so good that they're pushing towards all of these different assets that no matter what Zuckerberg does, you are independent on all of them. Zuckerberg owns the ads on Facebook. You control them by giving him cash. Newspaper article about you is in a newspaper you don't own and you don't control it. Journalists are independent humans from you. You don't own them and you don't control them. But you do own the phone number. No matter what platform you use the contact on, whether it's your own mobile phone or you use a distribution network, you can move that phone number anywhere and everywhere you go. Same with email addresses. You can send it from your Hotmail, your Outlook, from Infusionsoft. You can send it from Constant Contact. You can send it from MailChimp. Doesn't matter. No matter what happens to those platforms, unlike Zuckerberg, he can shut you off. None of these can. You just move and export those addresses elsewhere and you can continue to communicate with them for the rest of eternity. So that is, where is your customer? Where is your customer? And who has them? Is it Zuckerberg? Is it a PR journalist? So who has them and where are they? Where are they and who has them, right? Then what you want to be doing is adding value. There are two ways to add value. You can pay, you can earn. And here you want to be spending money or you're building a relationship. You pay or you earn. Pay is money, earn is building a relationship. You add value. Anytime you give someone money, you are giving them value. Anyone that does not get money from you is lying if they are saying they're not getting value. In terms of creating a relationship, relationships automatically create value. How do you build relationships? Normally, that's not sales and marketing. You help people. Move house for them. You paint for them. You send them articles. Meet up with them for dinner. Do all of these things over time to help build trust. And how do you do that in sales and marketing? You send them articles that are related to their business. You help them related to their business. You meet up with them related to their business. You build a relationship with them because you are adding value to their life. And once you add value, ask for it in return. And the way you ask for it in return is promotion. Remember back here how you want to turn paid into owned and earned into owned. That is how you ask for it, reciprocal promotion. There's a gentleman named Robert Cialdini. He wrote a book called Influence almost 35 years ago. One of the 5 ways of influencing people is through reciprocity. People are more inclined to return favors received. They have received a favor, they will return the favor through the principle of influence called reciprocity. And you are moving from paid to owned and earned to owned. And then from there, all you do is keep repeating, adding value. You purchase ads optionally, or for free, you go out and build relationships with people that push them from this river of life with 1.2 billion people onto your hook with bait to bring them into your line, into your world that you own and control. And that is how you go about generating leads for free without spending much time. And if you want to spend money, that is just an accelerant. So if you're really good at selling, but there is something outside of your control, something that you don't think you can do because it is outside of a skill set that you have, this is the framework you go about generating leads. I want you to go try it out. I want you to implement it in your business, and I want you to get back to me to let me know how you go with it, because this is the framework that will make marketing so easy for you, because you already have your sales down pat. Who is your customer? Where are they? And who may have them? How do you add value? What are you going to ask for in return? And then repeat 2 and 3. This is once off, and you do this indefinitely. Till we talk next time, goodbye and good luck.